Hello and welcome to another iteration of the comicbookinvest.com, also known as CBSI Hot 10 Books and almost 10 books of this 22nd day in July of 2022. Let's say hello to our panel. There's a guest here, and he is a very important person to the community and to myself and Ben. You guys know him as Mr. Longshort.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I don't know about the very, very important part, but certainly happy to be here tonight. Thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited.
And you guys know the one, the only, the author and writer, creator of the hottest 10 books of the week and almost 10, Ben Stein.
Yeah, so first of all, thanks Richie for stepping in for McClay. McClay is on site at SDCC and he has having internet issues, can't be here. I appreciate Ben for filling in. When we have multiple Bens on the panel, we could have brought Ben C in, just had an all Ben panel. That'd have been crazy. But no, thank you. I appreciate you guys stepping in. Appreciate everybody in the chat already, and apologize up front if it's going to be a very heavy SDCC list this week, but I think everybody kind of knew that was going to be the case. It is what it is, right?
I like it because, for some of us that can't be there, it almost feels like there's a piece of SDCC coming our way. So. All right.
Hey,
so,
I mean, with a super chat, not my place to point these out, but I don't want to miss it. Kal-El, thank you very, very much. That is super not kind of you. Thank you.
Hey, anytime anytime you want to step in, if you see a super chat over there, we'll just stop talking and recognize whoever does that. But like I said, if you guys do that, make sure you put like your Instagram or anything. We'll funnel people to you because this is supposed to be like a community thing. So if you throw your something over there, we will 100% shout it out.
Yeah, and or just put a question there or comment or what have you, and we will definitely shout it out. Thank you so much, Kal-El. Guys, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share this content. Both channels, House of Stein and the amazing, now known as Beyond Wednesdays, just passed 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations to the guy under me and the guy at SDCC, Bryan McClay. But yeah, share it if you want. Leave us a comment. I love to chop it up with you in the comment section. I check them off.
Yeah, we were going to, if Brian would have made it tonight, we would have had a whole bunch of giveaways. So we're going to push that till next week since you guys did get him to 1,000 subscribers. I will just give you, because I did pull some stuff that I am giving away. Let's see here. What have I, so like this is like some stuff that I'm definitely giving away. Here's a Michael Turner signed Teen Titans book. That's going to be free for somebody. I'm going to give it one of the David Mack, the one of comics. That's going to be given away for free. Madame Xanadu 1 and 10, or the number 1 variant. It's like a $30 or $40 book. All this stuff's going to be given away for free. So make sure next week that you guys do tune in. Secret Wars number 1 third print, $75 book. You guys are all going to get these things for free. So and Brian's gonna, I'm sure, throw some more stuff in there as well, but make sure that you guys follow next week. And yeah, I'm not at I've never been to SDCC Brooklyn. I may go next year, if I can swing some tickets. I may try and get some media tickets, but I heard that if you get media passes, you're not allowed to like go for like the Funkos or any of the things that have like lotteries. You're not allowed to get them. So
really.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a downer if you go with media passes, but then again, you're saving several $100s in tickets too. So I guess that's a good trade-off.
I've never been. My middle son asks me every year to take him, so I'm thinking I'm going to bite the bullet maybe and just get out there and embrace the insanity. Whatever the buy-in is, just do it once.
Hopefully, we can all get together because. Dying to meet these guys, even though we see each other all the time. Still haven't met yet.
Yeah, I've met a few people, but not a lot of people. And I was in Phoenix, and I never even got a chance to meet Bryan. And I was in Phoenix for like 4 or 5 days, so just don't really have much of a chance. But
Yeah. So Righteous Flipper is saying probably one of the best informative and speculation show on YouTube, always to the point with personal analysis. Have to say that the personalities of these guys is top notch. Thank you, Righteous Flipper. That's really awesome. But it's all Ben Stein. All Ben Stein.
no,
Ben is a legend with this list. It's been going on for years, and in my opinion, the cornerstone of the YouTube community. And I say
man.
that with 100% sincerity.
Well, that is very humbling, but I really appreciate it. But it's I'll be honest, it's been a lot longer than I would have ever imagined. One of these times I'm going to go back and actually see what list number we're actually on, and how well I can probably do it right now because it does state. What list number is this? It is. I just want to see what it is. 306.
What a run, man. That is phenomenal.
AOA with the $1 super chat. Thank you so much. Manny the Comic Collector saying happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you, Manny. Manny actually lives right next to San Diego Comic-Con. So San Diego. All right, I'll catch up to the rest of the chat. Don't worry, I will not forget about you. You guys, we love you guys. Don't forget Whatnot. Mellow Fellow Trading is having sales, I believe, a couple times a week. He was on there today. I love just stepping into his sales and hanging out. And once in a while, you'll see a really good, well, actually a lot in a while, you'll see a really good deal. Funny dude too as well. Say hello, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so Planet Arizona 6 weeks ago was the 300th episode. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was 300. Now it's not because I didn't do probably the first 20 or 25 shows. That was when Trey was still here. So that's probably not my 300th show, but probably getting up there. Probably by the end of this year, it'll be my 300th show. So then we'll do something cool then.
Yeah. Speaking of 300 shows, we got Fart Wars: Return of the One Eye. We are just launching the Almost 10, brought to you by Ben Stein and comicbookinvest.com. What is this book, Ben?
Yeah, so I've never even heard of this. First of all, when I saw Fart Wars, I thought it was like one of those Keen Spot things or something like that. Like they do parodies of like, Donald Trump or whatever. But yeah, this is from Eternity or Entity Comics from like, it's not new. But yeah, so this is like a variant. But it's got Boba Fett and C-3PO and R2-D2 and Chewbacca. And he's eating Han Solo and carbonite, except for his Han Solo with almonds. It's a very, very bizarre. But I think this is really just a sell, or basically is wanted because it's got Slave Leia on it. And since Marvel won't do that anymore, I'm not sure what Kermit's doing there in the corner at all. I mean, I guess he's supposed to be like, what is it? Salacious Crumb. I guess he's trying to act like Salacious Crumb, but yeah. So this sold this week. I've never even heard of this book. This sold for $40, and it's just a $275 cover price. So I
never seen this one before, but I can get it. I get it. I get why it sold for $40. I mean, I can't imagine there's a ton of these out there, and Star Wars fans are rabid. And as to your point, Ben, Slave Leia is a hot commodity. So this is super cool. I've never ever seen this.
Yeah, never seen it, never heard of it. I don't know anything about this book at all.
Look who it is.
Oh, McClay.
And right when McClay shows up, we get a $5 super chat by
You guys hear us?
Yep.
We can't hear you.
Oh, you can't?
Poggers.
Hello, Clarice. Hello?
Well,
All
once they
right.
once they figure out the audio, they can jump on for sure.
Thank you, Ronnie, for the $5 super chat. He says, love the show. Hey, man, sub up dollar also dropping knowledge. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Awesome.
Hey,
Thank you.
Dollar
Dollar-
always dropping the knowledge all the time.
Dollar knows way more about these books than I do.
Yeah, sometimes I'm a mess, but I put it all together. All right. Ben, you said this is selling for 75 and
40.
Oh, 40. And who's the publisher? Do you know?
Entity Comics.
Entity. Okay.
Yeah, I think it says. What does that say? 1997. Is that what that says on there?
Yes, 1997. And it says $2 and what, 25 cents or 2.75, something like that.
Something like that.
That's a huge jetpack. Is that a jetpack that Boba has? The Boba parody? Thing's huge.
Missile pack.
Missile pack. Yeah, the mother of all bombs pack. All right. This is a cool cover. What's going on with this one, Ben?
All right, so this is Batman Arkham Asylum: The Road to Arkham. So what I can gather, this came out with. This was a giveaway from Amazon when you pre-ordered Arkham video game. Not really sure how they shipped it or how you actually got it. But to be honest, I've never really even seen this before. And I'm not sure who the cover artist is. I can't really read it. But this sold for $100 this week. I don't know if that's a good price or not, to be honest.
There you are.
There you, Brian. What's up, brother?
Now we can see you guys. And we can kind of hear you guys too.
What is going
What
on?
up, fellas?
What's up?
What up?
Right.
How's the show going? Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hey, also, by the way, thank you to everybody that got us to 1,000 over on the amazing Ben Stein. We got to put some shit together, man.
Well, that's what I already previewed some of the stuff I'm giving away. So you're gonna have to step it up and throw some stuff in on yourself.
Bro, have you seen what this fucking guy gave us?
Listen, I just dropped something on him. He's gonna step it up.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys
see,
got shit. Yeah, I should, but it's all good though.
well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not
So-
fair.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So
Listen, guys, if you haven't seen the shit that's coming out of Hive soon, it's fucking unreal. I have seen some bangers in my life. The shit coming out of Hive over the next couple of months is unbelievable. And guys, if you're not subscribed to them, get on it, because this is some of the best books I have ever seen, and that is not hyperbole.
I got the highest praise tonight from Ant at Bird City, right? He's here with us. And he walks up and he's like, by the way, I've seen the stuff you've been putting out. And he goes, me and Laura were talking about it. And he goes, in this game, you either do it first or you do it the best. And he goes, and that's how you succeed. And he's like, how in the fuck do you guys do both every time? How do you guys do both every time? And I'm like, thank you, man. Thank you.
Man, it's unreal. And I am not saying this. I have seen some of the stuff coming down the pipe from these guys. It is literally some of the best stuff I've seen. So if
Thank
you
you, Mr.
aren't
Longshore.
IG, go do it.
Much love, brother.
When we gonna see an exclusive bangers list, bro? When are we gonna see
we're gonna
an
do it
exclusive
soon,
bangers
and
list?
you're gonna be on to go through it, man.
All right, you guys have a good night. I'll try and pop in later. We'll figure out what's going on tomorrow too. Have a great show.
See you guys.
Later,
You
guys.
guys have fun.
Later.
Wow, that was cool. They're having a good time.
Yeah,
They're
sounds like
having
it.
a lot of fun. It looks like they're having a lot of fun.
But no, Patrick mentioned on this book. He said this book looks big. It is actually a mini comic. I don't think it's big at all.
Yeah, I blew it up a little bit.
I was going to
I
say
blew
the
it up a little
dimensions on this look not comic dimensions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely square, but I think it's smaller. I think, but I'll be honest, I've never seen it, so I can't verify that.
Yeah, I blew it up a little bit because when I put it in, it was like so I blew it up.
There you go.
So-
AOA says Carlos Deanda cover.
What's it selling for, Ben?
100.
Wow. And how old is this book?
I would assume if it came out with Arkham Asylum video game, that was what, like 2009.
Yeah, so
something
like
is somewhere in that
13 years.
range.
So this was in the video game. So actually in like the.
No, I don't know if it was in the video. I just know that like if when you go to my comic shop, it says that it was given away from Amazon when
Okay.
you only when you pre-ordered the game. So, oh, see, 2009 is correct, man. See, that's the only video game knowledge I have. That's it. That's all I got. I'll never be right again.
Very cool. And make sure you guys look in your back issue bins for Arkham Asylum. All right. G.I. Joe's red hot right now. What's going on with this awesome cover?
Oh, badass.
Yeah, so this one is not an incentive. This is 234. But it is a royal cover. So, we're kind of comic people are kind of copycats, and so once one royal book does well, then all of a sudden everybody starts finding they start searching out for other royal covers that look good. And this one, obviously, with with Storm Shadow, and it's got all the good characters right there on the cover. So it's kind of a cool, but it is not an incentive. It's just a subcover. Yeah, so this sold for 25, which is pretty high for a. I don't think this is like a key. There's no first appearances that I know of in this book, but
yeah, just like a cover
it's
play.
just a badass cover, man. All the S characters, right? Storm Shadow, Scarlet, Snake Eyes.
Yeah. So it's just kind of got all the cool characters right there on the cover, and kind of like in the Avengers. Pose or whatever, where they're all back to back or whatever, but
totally.
Except for Scarlet, she broke ranks for some reason. But
I don't collect G.I. Joe, but I would have bought this if I ever saw it. I mean, this is sweet.
I just started.
Yeah, I mean, I've been buying G.I. Joe variants when I see them cheap, but I think I started buying these Royal covers, not just in G.I. Joe, but anything I saw Royal. I think just because it looks so much like Campbell that I think initially I thought it was Campbell, and so it was just buying stuff.
I mean, he did work on Danger Girl, I think, right, way back when. But
he might have.
Yes.
I think he did. But he did. I just posted a cover on IG that he's doing for Miss Meow, whatever that series is.
Meow. Yeah. There's second prints on FOC this week. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, for like issue 3, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but it's a pretty cool cover. But yeah, his Campbell vibe is strong.
This, when I look at this, I think Terry Dalton. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, I see Campbell, but I do love me some Dodson.
Yep. What's it selling for, Ben?
This is selling for 25.
Okay. And you said this is just a cover B, right?
Yeah, just a subcover. Yep.
All right.
That's strong.
Let's move on. Wow. Speaking of nostalgia, homage, swipes, what do we got here?
Yeah, so this is Dead End #1. This is Javin Jordan. This is the guy who's doing like the like the Tupac covers and stuff like that. And obviously he made this one look like Grand Theft Auto, like a video game. And I think these video game things they're not going to stop, I don't think.
Yeah, they're hard as hell, man. They're literally.
Yeah. I don't know what Uranium Age means at the top, but this is a SDCC book. It's not as expensive as some of the other ones, but it is numbered to 500. 50 plus on this though, so I think this may just be because people like Javin Jordan, or if they're just really into these video game artwork homages.
Yeah, both. I think it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, and shout out to Lords of the Long Box, KRS Comics exclusive here. All right, you said this is selling for 50?
50 plus, yeah. And I'm not a big. I mean, I don't want anybody ever to think that I saw a comment, and I might as well just bring it up now. I saw a comment on the website that was talking about that he found it funny that I would put put certain exclusives on a list or whatever. I will have you know that to be honest, until I actually saw this blown up, I didn't even know who the person, which company or which comic store even was selling this, until I saw it blown up. I didn't even realize that their name was on there. I don't really pay attention to who sells these because I don't buy any of them. So I never order these things. I never basically uh, support any of these people that sell them, which is why I never mention their names either. So I just basically just go straight by books and what looks cool and has nothing to do with who's selling them or anything like that. Because quite honestly, I mean, there's some of these companies some of these stores that I would not support at all. But if their book is doing well, then I'm not going to just ignore it or something like that. So
yeah, man, it is what it is. Do we know how many of these were? Any info on like what the print run on this might have been?
this one was 500.
500. All right.
Yep.
I like that. Let's see, Luis Olivo. I apologize if I butchered your last name. You can tear me up after, but he's saying that Javon is all over San Diego Comic Con, and Flame Brain Comics is saying that he's been seeing these for sale over at Whatnot. So interesting. Hello, Solo Wookie. Thank you for joining us. I love when you're in the chat, my man.
Yeah, it's amazing how many exclusives, even just when I've jumped on to watch. I mean, I watch a bunch of people. I don't necessarily buy from a bunch of people, but I watch a lot of Whatnot sales, and it's amazing how many exclusives are actually being sold on Whatnot. Like, you may look at eBay and not necessarily think that very many of them are selling, and then you go to Whatnot and they're selling all over the place. It's crazy how many. I think it's been a really good deal for the exclusive community, the people who are actually producing them, that they're able to actually sell through a lot of these that they may not have been able to before. But
wow, that's great info. And 116 in the live chat already. Thank you guys so much. Rocking and rolling. We just started. Let's get to the next book on the Almost 10. What do we got here, Ben?
this is She Bites, the Ashcan preview, and they made a variant of the Ashcan preview. So She Bites came out officially Wednesday. It's I can't remember the publisher. Is it Scout? I don't remember, to be honest. It doesn't really say anything on this cover. This is a very strange cover. What I will say, and this is me being super curious. So at the bottom, it's got a phone number, and I actually called the phone number thinking that maybe it would have like some cool thing like to do with the book, and it did not. It went to somebody's answer machine named Tim, and so yeah, so poor Tim is going to get phone calls like forever because of this phone number. The old Tommy Two-Tone song or whatever. But yeah, this is actually kind of a cool cover, and I think I read the synopsis on this. It's like a 30-year-old vampire or something like that still is, like a baby or something like that. So it's kind of,
I love this, but I bought the ash can for this book, not this one, because it was a bubblegum cover. She was blowing a bloody bubble of some sort. I think they use it on one of the other covers as well. I never saw this, but I would totally buy this if I saw it for a reasonable price. This is super cool.
Totally agree.
Yeah, so this one has actually, and it's probably because it came this actually was a New York Comic Con book from back in the last fall. So it's been out for a while. So there's actually already graded copies. So that's what sold this week. There was a raw copies sold for $50, and CGC 9.8s are selling for $150 of this. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow. All right.
I kind of get it though. It's cool, man.
Yeah, definitely cool. If I saw it, I'd snap it up. I'd probably pay up to like 40, maybe 35, $40 for it, but who knows? All right. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 22, an Image comic.
Yeah, so this was the second to last issue from the Image run, back in, this was the 90s, right? I think that, yeah, this was the 90s. And I see listings or like people saying this is like first Lady Shredder. I'm guessing, I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually read any Turtles comic ever. So I don't quote me on that. But that's what people are saying. But second to last issue, I know the last issue is pretty, of the Image run, is pretty hard to come by. So I would assume the second to last issue is fairly hard to come by as well. But a raw copy of this sold this week for $90.
Wow.
I mean, did you, when you were doing the list, did you notice a lot of listings with this time? I mean, are there?
No, there's a few. There's just a few of them out there. There's not very many of them for sale. But yeah, this is I mean, I tend to, I guess I've never really bought the Turtles, but generally, like when I do look for like some of those 90s DC books and stuff that have like those last issues that people want, I generally will also buy not just the last issues, but maybe like the second and third to last issues, because quite honestly, they pretty much have the same print run as the last issue and may even have less. So I tend to buy the second and third to last issues as well. So
Yeah,
I don't know if this is a cool cover or not. I don't know who this Lady
like it.
Shredder. Yeah, I don't know this Lady Shredder character. But
Reminds me of Lady Bullseye when I hear that.
yeah.
I mean, this was what, like 2005 I'm seeing for this? I mean, Turtles were not a big thing at that point. Like, nobody was buying this shit, so.
No, I think, and I guess that's why Image gave it up and went to IDW. So, because nobody was buying it. So.
Very cool. Very cool. So we have Red Sonja, Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword, issue 2. And it looks like what, a color splash?
This is the RRP. So back in the mid 2000s, Dynamite was doing some of these. They weren't technically RRPs. They labeled them as RRPs, but I think they were just hard to get. I don't think they had like, it wasn't like the DC RRPs where you had to go to like a DC meeting and at San Diego Comic-Con or some big or C2E2 or something like that. But yeah, this Hughes cover, this has always been one that's been pretty hard to get. You don't see it come up often, but one did sell this week for 600 raw.
600 raw. Holy shit.
Yeah. So I don't know the condition of that. If it was really nice, I know some people that are like Hughes collectors, they do want, some of these 9/8 and stuff. And this was a raw copy, so I'm not 100% sure if it, I didn't really look into the listing too close, but I know these Dynamite books are generally not in the greatest of shape. The paper quality on the covers it's a weird slick type paper. It's harder to press.
Yeah, it comes to you kick to shit most of the time.
They just seem like they're damaged when they show up at the stores. So, I don't necessarily know if this is like the best Hughes cover.
It's not by any stretch, but Hughes collectors are rabid, right, man? They love, and if it's tough to come by, it doesn't matter. They're going to pay premium.
For sure.
You said you didn't know the condition of the cell.
I did not know. I didn't make note of that.
You were mentioning on a prior show. I mean, before we move on, I wanted to add. You were saying a good buy right now was with the Dynamite books with the Perillo books, correct?
Yeah, those. Like those Warlord of Mars Perillo books. They sell. And well, pretty much not any of the new ones. I mean, so you can kind of avoid anything that they've made in the last few years because there's 14,000 covers and all they're doing is just making a red cover, a purple cover, virgin cover, a virgin sketch cover, just basically making I don't even know what they're doing, but back in the late 2000s, 2010, 2012, things that are like 7, 8, 10 years old, those are hard to find. And the Warlord of Mars was even harder to find than the Red Sonja and Vampirellas. So I think that's why people are just wanting. They're just not easy to find.
Those are tough books. I mean, I've looked for them when I go day game, and those are awesome, tough books to come up with. So totally get it.
Toy Time's asking if it's signed. He sees the signature twice.
It looks like the photo that is here on my comic shop is signed. I don't think the one that was sold was signed, but I.
Oh yeah, duh. All right. Thank you guys for watching. 130 in the live chat. Wow, let's keep it going. Let's get to 200.
Would this really be that difficult to forge Hughes' signature? Because I'm thinking that you could forge that. Yeah.
You know, Ben, I've thought that so many times. Like, of all the signatures that you could forge, I mean, it seems like the easiest one, right? I mean,
it's like 6 straight lines, and that's it. I mean, you could make that in any. You could practice that and figure that one out in probably a day. So I don't think a Hughes signature adds anything to the value of a book. That's just me.
Right. Thank you guys. 128th. Appreciate you guys. Let's move on to the next before we get into our final 10 books. This is such a cool cover. I'm going to go ahead and let Ben Stein take it.
WWE number 14, the Daniel Bayliss. It's just a 1 in 15 variant of Ultimate Warrior. Now, maybe it's just me, but when Ultimate Warrior was around, I mean, I watched him as a kid. Did he have? I mean, it's like the Batman symbol. Did it always look like the Batman symbol, or I just ignored it?
I mean, I think this one maybe is a little too rounded, but yeah, it always kind of. I mean, at least what I remember, it was kind of like a, it's a W. It's upside down W, a U and a W. So it's like that.
I guess maybe I just never. Maybe it was because his colors were like not this color, and maybe so it's a little more pronounced because of this. But the coloring on the colors that they're used on this are really nice. This looks like something like Alex Ross would do, like that same color palette and the lighting and all that stuff. Gorgeous. I've never. I mean, it's only 1 in 15, but this sold for $250 raw this week. So for some reason, Ultimate Warrior stuff, and maybe I don't know. Maybe he was just the most popular, but back then. But his stuff just sells. It. $250 seems like a lot, though, to me.
The cards go crazy as well. I mean, Ultimate Warrior cards. I pulled I got one of those Topps blasters for this year. It wasn't the Chrome. It was our finest. It was just like regular Topps or what have you. And I got a hit. It was upside down. And it was our patch relic card of Ultimate Warrior, and it ended up being like a negative of him, like going on the ropes or whatever. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I look and it's like $100 card. So yeah. Toy Time Studios is saying that it's always been similar. Batman was always a bat. The Warrior always fits around the eyes.
Yeah, these are all saying that he never had anything painted on his chest. But I mean, I'm old. I can't remember back that long ago to remember.
What's a
what? Oh, did your mic go out? Well, I guess Dollar's losing his.
Apologize. I apologize. My thing came out. What's it selling for, Ben?
Oh, $250 raw. I was just gonna blame it on California. They're like your energy grid shut you down or something.
No, it's a MacBook Pro. I'm just gonna tell you guys, if you're into content creating, you want to get into this, do not buy a MacBook Pro. And if you do buy one, make sure you get the biggest one, because it's the biggest mistake of my life. So, anyways, I just wanted to do a little rant there. But, I like this cover. I'm going to be digging. Well, I probably won't find it, but definitely going to add it to the list. Thank you for that, Ben. Okay, so we all know what this one is. This is your 1 in 50 foil for Black Adam 2. Let's give the floor to Ben Stein. What's going on with this?
Yeah, so this is what the first appearance of, was it
The-
White Adam? Is that what it
Wha-
is?
Yeah, Malik Adam turns to White Adam, becomes White Adam.
Okay, so yeah, so I guess it does at least have. I mean, uh, maybe it's just me, but this kid's face like is super creepy. Like I feel
Yeah.
like Poltergeist is crazy. Like it's creepy. Um, but I was gonna say a joke, but I'm gonna just I'll refrain from that joke.
All right.
No political jokes. I stay anti-political on this show.
Oh, I got hammered in the comments section for just using a term, and I wasn't even using it for what it was. Oh, what a big mistake by me.
Yeah, no, anti. This is political free on this show. But so it's weird. This is selling for like here in the States, it's selling for like 60 to 75, but um, in the UK, I think it's selling for like $300.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm not
saw
really
that.
sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that is.
And we did a little bit of investigation, me and a couple of my friends, and we're thinking that that's either a cancel or a shill. But I see what you're saying, because I saw some other international sales that were 99 and above, but I saw some domestic sales that were just above ratio to about 3/4 ratio. So you're right about that one.
Yeah, it's a little odd. But yeah. But yeah, so it's the international sales, um, comics and sneakers. He just mentioned in the comment. Yeah, so he sent me the stuff about the international sales, and I was a little confused by that. But I still thought it at least needed mention because it is a first appearance.
And this is a foil. It looks like.
Yeah, this is a
Yes,
foil.
yes.
Yeah, people go fucking crazy for foils, right? I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
And there's a parallel to this in the sense that there's a card stock that is the same exact color, but it's just $1 more than cover A. And I checked the market on this book and on that book to see if that one was getting a bump too on my show yesterday. And yeah, it was selling for about 3 to 4 times cover. I
Okay.
mean, about $10-12. So.
Yeah, I don't know if a foil. I mean, maybe it looks different in person, but a foil on an all black cover just seems like it is drowned out.
It depends on the light catches that I think, but
maybe.
I mean, based on what we're looking at here, it doesn't look great, but I'm not sure it necessarily does it justice. But
Yeah, I think if they did it like Harris did back in the day when they did the holochromes and did like a foil with and made like a refractor type thing, maybe it would stand out better rather than just the foil. I think the foil for me kind of just dulls everything.
I mean those Harris books. You're thinking about like the Vampy 12 with the holochrome on. I mean that book popped big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see if the character has longevity. I know if you watched my show yesterday, we covered a exclusive out of San Diego Comic-Con yesterday on how Dwayne Johnson is working with the DCEU to create other avenues that will branch off from the Black Adam movie. So that sounds pretty encouraging. And, this is, I guess, the second iteration of Black Adam in the sense, but he's White Adam. So yeah, I mean, if you can't find this one though, hang in there for the cardstock trade. These two, the cardstock trade and this foil, in my opinion, are the only two worth it. And I guess cover A would be the third.
Yeah, and Black Adam's having their panel tomorrow, right, at SDCC?
Yes. And it was confirmed yesterday also. The Zack Snyder verse is kaput. It's done. It's not coming back.
So when is the Black Adam movie coming out? Is that or has it come out already?
No, I think it's coming out fall, right?
I thought it was like November. I don't know. The exact
later. Yeah.
All right. What do we got here? Is that J. Scott?
Big time.
It is. Yeah. So this last one that I've got here is Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #1, the 1 in 50 J. Scott Campbell variant. Philip Chung actually sent this one to me. There was a CGC 9/8 sale for $600.
What?
Yeah, which was, I thought was crazy. Now this does have a first appearance of their kid or something like that. Or one of their kids or one of their universes. I don't know. It seems like they've got kids all over the place that aren't nothing's in continuity. But when I initially thought about it, I was like, you don't really see this book that often. But I mean, it was a 1 in 50, but there was like 200,000 copies of this ordered. So I mean, it's definitely not. I mean, this is like store variant rare. I mean, it's not rare at all.
Right.
So $600 seems like a crazy amount to me for that. I mean, it is Campbell with Mary Jane, so that does help, but
AOA.
Listen, man, I would say the Campbell collectors are amongst the most, aggressive. So he's not always my favorite, but the Campbell collector fan base is as strong as can be. So,
well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
No, go ahead.
From 2017, I'd say probably whenever Cosmic Ghost Rider Thanos 13, so around middle of 2017, I'd say all the way, probably maybe like 3 or 4 months before the pandemic, we were just so sick of J. Scott Campbell. It was like the Momoko thing that's happening. And then now I feel like he's slowly coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not somebody who's going to spend $600 on a Campbell book, and I don't buy Campbell exclusives from his stores or anything like that. But I'll be honest. I mean, I collected in the 90s, and I mean, I bought every Gen 13 that I could possibly buy strictly because I liked Campbell. So, and that was when he kind of just first started. So, I don't really have anything bad to say about his art.
He's one of the heavyweights in the game, without question. Top 5, I would say, amongst collectors. I always buy his books when I find them for attractive prices, but I don't pay the big money for them. But plenty of people do. Plenty of people pay the big money for his stuff, no matter what it is. So I'm not completely shocked by this, to be honest with you.
This 2015 or 17? 15, right?
The first series.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's move on to the next 135 watching. Oh, wait a minute. We got the honorable mentions showing up. So 135 watching. Let's get into the final 12. Honorable mention number 1, then 2, and then the final 10. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, Beware number 9. Yeah, this was a weird one. Yeah, I can't really quite figure out what is the dude on the left. Is he decapitated? Is that
just a head just rolling right there?
It's kind. I mean, it kind of looks like a Wolverine, but I'm not really sure what is he. I can't tell if he's decapitated or not. But
it's the head detective.
I guess.
Well played.
The word bubbles are hilarious. Like, first of all, the dude's skiing with the rope around his neck, which is weird, and the water's green. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like, is that acid or water? Like, what the hell is that?
I don't know. It's so weird. And then you look at it and you're like, well, first of all, how did they get in the boat and not know that the driver was a skeleton? Yeah, I mean, what? And then she's like, oh yeah, he doesn't even turn around. Like, you can still, he doesn't have anything covering the back of his head. You can still see his skull. So yeah. I don't know what's going on this. It's so weird, but a CGC 8.5 sold this week for $3,800.
Wow.
Now, I wanted to mention this, and I kind of, it was kind of a snarky comment, but that's me, so deal with it. But Overstreet had this listed as for an 8.5 listed for $450. And if you saw this week, Overstreet is now coming out with their own app, and with pricing, and you can log your books and all this stuff. And I'm like, who would buy that when they say that a book that just sold for $3,800 is only worth $450? Why would you ever buy that app? Why would you ever spend money with them if they can't come up with a basic price? And it's not like these things are like unknown. I mean, you could do a quick search on GPA or Heritage or anything and find even somewhat close prices for some of this stuff, but it's like they just refuse to. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, I mean, I always give them the benefit of the doubt because their book is annual, and the market, especially the last 4 or 5 years, has just literally been like the stock market in a sense. It changes daily, right? And then I hear that what you just mentioned, just to add on it, shout out to Bronze Age Nerd. He just did a video, and if you're not subbed up to him, he's a good guy. He's part of our circle. Sub up, but he just did a video, Key Collector versus cover price versus the new Overstreet, and check it out. It was interesting. I don't like where it says, the Beware right here on the left with the skull and the black. It looks all crammed.
They loved their trade dress back then, for sure. For sure. Everything was big. Like some of those, like half the page is the trade dress.
But that was part of the art, man. Like I'm not going to hate on it because I love the old trade dress, and I don't know, it was unique. It added to the feel of the book. Like I'm all in on the trade dress.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what Terry Hawkins is saying, and if you've ever, Terry Hawkins is very good on like comic history and stuff like that. So definitely check him out. But I mean, even on stuff like Tech 880, I mean, they still have it listed as $3. Ultimate Fallout 4, they have listed it as like a $50 book or something like that. Like, how could you possibly be? I mean, there's so many, and these, I mean, you pretty much have to assume that other than some of the, super, they have like, the Gerber scarcity or, is like 9 or something like that. All the rest of these books have sold within the last few years at least. And yeah, you're going to take one sale and you're going to basically have to readjust your price, but you can't leave a $3,800 book sitting there at $450 and think that that's helping anybody at all.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the market's moving too fast, and they've got to adapt a little bit. I mean, there's no question about it. So.
Prince.
Man, the chat's on fire as usual. 156 chatters. Thank you guys so much. Let's move on to our final honorable mention. What's going on here, Ben?
Oh yeah,
more Outrage, the foil variant from Frank Cho. So at San Diego Comic-Con, he's basically he did a second edition of these Outrage sketchbooks, and he decided to do a foil version numbered out of 100. So there's a few of them for sale. They have sold for 200. The regular sells for like 100 and something. I suspect the sketchbook community is growing. A lot of people are buying a lot of sketchbooks. It's weird. They're buying a lot of sketchbooks, a lot of trade paperbacks. I feel like the market is somewhat shifting a little bit because people can't afford $600 for a book that just came out 2 weeks ago. So rather than buying the $600 variant, if they can get a sketchbook that has the same drawing in it, they'll go with the sketchbook or a trade paperback that might have the same cover.
I'll say this. I think the sketchbook market is one of the fattest pitches in the collectible market, to be honest with you. I mean, they're so limited. They're so unique. And, man, it's a huge opportunity, I think. A massive opportunity. So I totally get this. Like, it's right up my alley. And, I think this only has room to grow, a lot of these sketchbooks, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Now, like anything else, it'll be arbed away in the market, meaning that, These artists will print too many of them at some point, but some of these older sketchbooks, like man, they're big fat pitches. I think I got to be honest.
No, I agree completely. They're some of them are brutally hard to find, and like you just don't even know that they exist. And there's not like a like you can go to my comic shop and find pretty much every single comic you can think of, but where do you find a list of sketchbooks? Like
Can't,
there,
man.
yeah, there's just nothing out there to
It's
even
so
know what's
hard.
out.
Yeah, I mean, I just tracked down an Alex Garner sketchbook that I've been looking for years. I mean, they're so hard to track down, super hard to track down. So I think this is honestly one of the biggest growth areas in the community right now. These artist sketchbooks, I think they're phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, people are buying them for themselves. They're not buying them to resell them, and so
Yeah.
once they're gone, they don't come back out for sale. So
No,
it's like,
and these guys are buying 1,000 of them or 500 of them, whatever they're buying for cons, right? And once they're gone, and that's it. So
yeah, and then they just do a new sketchbook.
yeah, like they do another one for next year. So
Right.
I love it. I honestly, this part of the market excites me immensely. I think it's fantastic.
The
Great
one thing I
info.
don't know on this one though, I'm assuming that he signed all 100 copies. I don't know that for sure. But if he did not sign all 100 copies, the
All the
unsigned, yeah, the unsigned copies may even be more valuable.
Ben, you and I think we're kind of wired the same way because I think the same exact way. If they're giving out these sketchbooks, more often than not, they're going to be signed because they're coming straight from the artist right at their booth. So if you can get one that's not signed, even better.
Yes.
So,
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, what'd you say this was selling for, Ben, again?
This is selling for 200. But I think, like I said, I think in 2 years, 200 is going to be a steal. I'm not even sure in 2 years you're going to be able to find this book.
Now, obviously, you can't get this graded with a yellow with CGC. Doesn't CBCS have some kind of verification program they could
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, you can get yellow label from CBCS.
And in your opinion, if you were mentioning if it was not signed, you think that it would actually be even better find? Is that because you could grade them?
No, I think it's just more. Now, I'm not a huge signature guy, but I do like signatures if they're appropriate. I just think when like Ben was saying that they most of the time they have these at their booths, and so they freely sign them when you spend $50 on their sketchbook. They're like, oh yeah, I'll just go ahead and sign it, and most people are like, yeah, sign it for free, absolutely, sign me up. So if you can get one without the signature, I think that if like on this one there's a print run of 100, I would say less than 10 would be out there unsigned, unless he just signed them all.
Yeah, agreed. I would say a small fraction of the ones out there would be unsigned, because if you're going to sit down with the artist and he's basically signing them all, like, yeah.
It's almost insulting to buy it from him and say, no, I don't want your signature. That would almost be insulting to do, but
it really would be. Yeah, it's spot on.
I mean, as comic enthusiasts, I totally want the signature too. But as a speculator, I wouldn't. But who knows? But
I would say signed or unsigned, though, given that how limited a lot of these sketchbooks are, it doesn't really matter, honestly, at the end of the day, because there's so few and far between relative to all the other books out there. Like, even at $50-$60 you can find these books. They're probably all steals regardless of the artist.
I agree
as well. Great info, guys. We got 157 watching, listening. We were up above 160. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into our top 10 of this first week, only week of San Diego Comic-Con 2022. Let's go. Is this another foil?
Foil, baby.
It is a foil. This is Invincible number 12. The Ryan Otley San Diego Comic-Con foil variant, numbered out of 250. I don't know what the deal is with Invincible. I think maybe they're just like, look, we're just going to keep printing reprints of all of our key books, and people are just going to keep buying them. And we haven't produced a new book in 3 years, and yet we're still selling books. So I'm not sure how they're getting by with that, but they are. But this one's numbered at 250, so that's pretty low print run. But it's selling for 150 plus.
Nice.
I mean, it's got Omni-Man and Invincible on it, so it's kind of cool. And I'm not sure what is on the top and the bottom. I never got past like issue 6 on this. I can't.
Looks like
really,
a beat up dude, like a dude's beat up.
I can't tell what it is, but yeah. Hartman's asking where are the refracted covers. I really hope they bring them back. I really do. Like we were talking earlier, Harris did it with some Vampirella covers where they did the holochrome. It looks really cool when you have that holochrome.
I like the don't get me wrong, I hate lenticulars, but I loved when Marvel did that legacy run between 2017 through like 19, and the second prints were non-lenticular. You know which ones I'm talking about? I love those covers. Those are cool, the non-lenticulars. I know it's different than this, but yeah. All right, what's the sell? You said 150?
Yeah, 150 plus.
And do we know what this was limited to?
Yeah, 250.
250. Okay.
Wow. Did you see a lot of listings?
Nope.
Then? Okay.
Nope. And I'm not sure. And I'm assuming this was being sold at the Image booth, but I don't know that because I'm not there. So if anybody is there and is watching, and I do give bad information because I'm not there, just hack me to death in the comments. I'm cool with it.
Just be nice.
Nah, you don't have to be nice. You can be mean to me. Be nice to Dollar. Be nice to Ben. Don't be nice to me.
He'll be nice to me, man. Give me shit.
And these are the two best guys. These two, McClay. I mean, gosh, if you guys knew him like I did, you would see it a whole nother side. But anyways, that's another show. All right. Number 9. I love this cover. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Is this like open to order? And then I saw it was exclusive.
Yeah, this one's Captain Marvel number 35. Is it pronounced Guri Hiru? Is that how you pronounce his name?
No, her name.
Her name? Okay.
39, right? This is 39.
39. Yeah, this is a San Diego Comic-Con variant. I don't know the print run. I don't know who's giving this or who's even selling this. I did see the back cover. There's no store listed, so I don't know where this is actually coming from. Now it's got Jeff the Landshark on the cover, and that's cool in itself. But is Jeff Landshark in this book?
Well, the guts of 38, 39 was basically Binary is taking over for, spoiler alert, guys, just to let you know. Mel's here as well. Let's go ahead and add him to the stream. Hi, Mel.
The Mighty Mel V.
What's going on, brothers?
Hi, Mel. Fix your mic.
Got you. Got you.
Thanks for coming, Mel. I'm glad you came.
No problem. Hold on. Let me fix my little joint. Hold on.
38, 39, you got guts of Binary has now become a full-fledged entity with dialogue and a whole bit, and people are confusing Binary as Carol Danvers. I'm not going to give out too much. I don't want to blow it for some of you guys, but I don't know. I'm trying to find a connection between Singularity and Binary.
I got to say, so, Richie, great work. As a Gwenpool fan, I want this book so bad. And I shouldn't be saying this on the show because I'll never get it. I want this book so badly. I fucking love it. I think it's brilliant. I think it's beautiful, and I want one, man.
First of all, let me say hello to everybody. Don't sorry I'm rude. Rich, I apologize for being late to fantasy football. I promise you I will click that link as soon as I can.
All right.
It's Long Short, man. How you doing, brother? Nice to see you here. SDCC variant, right?
Yep.
What do these go for?
This is okay. So there's very few of them. Now I'm looking in the chat, and they're saying that you have to have had some kind of Marvel Unlimited subscription to even get this.
There's one on eBay, so I'm screwing myself because I'm bidding on it. There's one on eBay for auction right now. So
Yeah,
I mean,
this is selling for over 100 already.
I'm sure they'll flood it'll get flooded and you'll get it.
I hope not. I hope they keep it limited because anything that's got Jeff on it and is limited, I want. I mean, like Jeff is like the coolest thing ever. But but they're saying that he's not
Ben,
even.
You're a closet Gwenpool fan. Just come out and say it. Like you don't have to hide it. Just come out and say you love Gwenpool. It's all good. Because regardless of those early posts, I think you really do love her. So it's all good.
I gotta say, so I thought Gwenpool was probably one of the dumbest things ever. But
come on.
Hold on. Long Short has changed my mind. I was like, you know what, this character might not be that bad, you know. So I gotta give, like, if anything, Gwenpool, he's been riding with his character for a long time. I hope she makes it to the top. So I can always say, like,
she's dead, man. She's fucking dead. But we'll take Jeff. We'll take Jeff. I mean, we'll take what we can get.
Is Jeff going to show up in?
Yes.
Where?
Anywhere. Do you think
he could show up in the Marvels movie?
He's too marketable not to show up anywhere. If you can't have Lockjaw, you give me Landshark.
So who said that? That was Cage
Fighter.
Cage Fighter said 185 for this on Whatnot.
Shit. Wow. Never gonna get this thing.
It's a really cool cover, and
it really is.
Read both issues 38 and 39 because they go in together. Very interesting. Kelly Thompson killing it again. I mean, her story writing is just unbelievable.
Kelly Thompson, she's brilliant, man. I love her. I mean, she's fantastic.
What's the consensus first Jeff the Landshark? What is the unquestionable, without a doubt, first appearance? I don't give me this cameo first fucking appearance of the Finn.
No, that West Coast Avengers
or whatever it was. There's no
question. West Coast Avengers 7.
West Coast Avengers 7. All right. Price of the brick just went up.
All right, let's move on to the next 154 watching. Thank you guys for watching, man. You guys are hanging out. Love it. Vibes are great. Oh, here we go. Who's this artist? I've never heard of her.
Yeah, who is that? We got Catwoman 45, the Sozamaika 1 in 25. It's selling for what I put here, 90 to 100. There are some places you can get a little bit cheaper than that. And I will say, and we kind of talked about this before the show started. This one's not my favorite. I know. I think Richie said that, the consensus is one of her best. And I just made the mention that she doesn't look like Catwoman. She looks like
Michelle Pfeiffer,
vampire Catwoman. Like
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Everything about it looks like she's a vampire, and I think that's what is throwing me off.
Yeah,
I had an opportunity to get 4 for 150, and I said, "No, I think I'll be happy with the 2 that I got."
Listen, I think it's really good, but for my money, and I think Sozamaika is phenomenal. That Catwoman 39 is still the book, and I know people are gravitating towards, I think, 43. The 43, but there's a shit ton of those 43s. And Stein pointed out, we were talking backstage, that that 39 could be devalued because of the second prints. There was a purple second print and a Frankie second print.
Yeah, but nobody give a fuck about those. Everybody is just focused on
that first one. Everybody got surprised. That first 1 in 25, nobody was ready for that one, right? So I think long term, that's the book for me. That's the book.
I do like 43 better for the simple fact that it's Catwoman and Harley, and the color, something about how the color,
it's beautiful, man.
I take it nothing away from 39. 39 is one definitely candidate for variant of the year. Definitely a candidate. But I like 43 better, but take it nothing. They're both 10s. And people want to call it spade, they're both 10s. I mean,
yeah. My only issue with 43 is that there were a lot of store exclusives on it.
Yeah.
And they're ordering heavily on it. That was my only pushback on that. That book was, and I've got a couple of them, so I'm not hating on it. I love it. But I just think 39, that was the book that caught people sleeping a little bit for me.
Does 39 or 43 or even this one, do they have any first appearances?
$39.
40
yeah, big first.
No, 43.
43, Red Claw. Yeah.
No, 39's got what's his face? Who's the dude with the white mask and everything? Like 39's got a first appearance in it, big time.
Okay.
Who's that dude? God, I can't think of his fucking.
Because I think 43 has the Red Claw cameo. They call it cameo, and then the 44 is the full. And 44 is a banger too, right?
43 for my dollar. First appearance, Red Claw. She says her name. Hey, motherfuckers, I am the Red Claw. You know, but you know how these cameos and all this fuckery goes around. Hey, I'm surprised Black Adam didn't make the list, man.
He was on the Chrome.
Oh, the
almost 10.
It made the almost 10 because
Okay.
it's barely selling above ratio.
What?
It's only selling for like $60.
Really? Where?
Did it,
I will buy.
did it
I will
drop
buy more
today?
for 60.
Did it
Because
drop
they were
today? 'Cause
selling
I
for
saw
90s.
Pull up eBay. They're all 60s.
But a lot of those $99 sales, Mel, I saw a lot of them were international.
We're not gonna talk about that other sale that's went for 300. No.
Yeah, we covered
yeah,
that. We covered that.
Yeah, that's fudgery afoot.
Oh,
And
for faux show.
for all you Soza Micah fans that aren't in the know, this is her last incentive, 1 in 25 for Catwoman 45. But she does continue on Catwoman, and she's doing the card stock along with Jeff DeCall is doing the card stocks and the cover A's.
Wait, who's Jeff DeCall? Never heard of him.
Did you see? There's a video where he actually says his actual name.
Yeah, it's
like
Decal. Yeah,
Decal,
it's a graffiti.
Yeah.
It's not even really Decal, but that's what he calls himself.
This is his tag name. Decal.
Did you see the book? Did you see the books that he was doing, autographing with his tag? They're fucking awesome. His graffiti tag. He was signing books with this tag. It's amazing. I need one. Like they're unreal.
Yeah, he knows your name. Just hit him up. I'm pretty sure he'll give you one.
He knows you are. I never ask him for anything, but
July 22nd one sold for $99. This is Black Adam 2. The 22nd one sold for $99. Yesterday, $99. The 20th, $99. July 20th, $74. July 20th, $85. And $74. And then the 60th from July 19th, they were 6. So they've been going up.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not without fault. What I saw was
no.
What I saw was like 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I mean,
for sales.
But
real quick on that 39 that we're talking about, the character in that book was Valmont, first appearance, for what it's worth. I don't think that's going to drive the price of it, but he continues on in the comics. But there was a first appearance in that 39 as well.
Give me the Red Claw.
153 watching. Thank you guys for joining us and staying with us. Appreciate you guys. Let's move on to the next. Speaking of Soza Micah.
Oh, Jesus. This looks so good.
So this one's Harley Quinn, number 16, the Soza Micah San Diego comic. You hear that a lot. SDCC foil variant. It is selling for $100 to $125, and it's just those boutique things. So there's like 3,000. I think all those other boutiques, I think they've done 3,000.
That's usually the number that I found for these foil con variants is 3K.
Yeah. So that's a lot for most of these foils. Only sell for. I mean, I think they sell them at the shows for like 20 or 25 or something like that. So the fact that it's selling for like 5 times that, I don't know if it'll stay above 100. And this one looks more like Margot Robbie, but she looks very plasticky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Some of these con books, though, like they hold up. They hold up all right, even if there are 3K. What do you say it's going for?
100 to $125.
I want one. I'm gonna wait. Hopefully it'll come down, but I think it's going. I think Soza Micah has a thing with just how she just nails like leather and latex, and that's what the plastically look is kind of like her costume, that reflection. I think she's
Why aren't you wearing your latex, Mel?
I left it upstairs. I had to work, man. I was doing doubles all week, man. If I had worked to trade 8, man, I would have worn it, man.
Mel in latex next week.
It's too hot.
Oh, so you have worn it before?
Yeah, when it was cool outside.
So when you're at the con, Ben, what's the buy-in if you were lucky enough to grab this?
I can only speak of like I haven't been to a big con since pre-COVID, but like at C2E2, like the boutique, the DC boutique foil variants they had were always like $20 or $25, and then it seemed like towards the end of the show, like you might even be able to get them for like 2 for 30 or something like that, so you could actually get them for a little bit cheaper if they still had them. Obviously, this one's sold out, so you're not gonna be able to find them again. But I would suspect, I don't remember them having like limits, so I would suspect that some people probably bought a ton of these, unless they did limit them. But I don't know if they did or didn't.
At 3,000, yeah, who knows? But this, listen. I think this is really good. Would I pay 100, 125 for it? Probably not. But it's a good looking book.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just too digital done for me. I don't know. I think that's why we are getting the plastic look. But
yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What we got next? Oh yeah, back to Campbell.
What's up with Spidey's pointy feet? What is it, Iron Sheik? What's going on?
Who's the artist that does really? Is it Ramos that does really pointy, like line work and stuff like that? But
yeah, Ramos is all over the place, man. Like he's not even consistent with his own style.
Right. He's very hit or miss. He's done some unbelievable covers, and some of them just like what the.
Yeah, I'm of the minority. I love Ramos. Like he's mostly hated, but I think he's phenomenal. But it's not traditional oftentimes.
Yeah. So this is Amazing Spider-Man #1, the J. Scott Campbell San Diego Comic-Con variant, numbered out of 1,000. So I don't know if this is individually numbered on the back or something, but he is. That's how he presented it as numbered out of 1,000. So. Selling for 100 to 150. It does look cool with all the white. I'm not really sure what's up with the sketch, like with the crowd. I don't know what they have to do with anything.
It looks like it's just his like relationships. There's Black Cat, there's Sandman, there's Mary Jane, there's.
I mean, that is Miles. That's Miles, right? In the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was too. I mean, what would you call this? Color splash? Just sketch,
I guess. But I mean, has Campbell ever drawn Miles?
I don't think so.
He's got it at some point, you'd think.
I mean, chat, if you guys know, let us know. What's it selling for, Ben?
This is selling for 100 to 150.
Jesus.
Yeah. But I mean, again, a Spider-Man book numbered out of 1,000. It's pretty low.
Yeah.
All things considered, and there's always a lot of, and people are gonna. I can already know comments are gonna say, "Oh, none of these books 6 months from now are gonna be worth anything." I get it. I understand what you're saying, but SDCC books do sell for years to come. Now they may not sell at these, inflated prices right now, but they do sell for a long time. And if there is a first appearance, even if you look now, I mean, the Stranger Things San Diego book from like 4 years ago or 3 years ago or whatever it was, it sat for years and did nothing, and now it's selling for good money because it was a San Diego Comic-Con book. So
very cool. Very cool. 162 watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Final 5. Let's go. I love this cover.
Yeah, we got Space Usagi, #1, the Peach Momoko. Okay, so now I list this as Peach Momoko gold foil, San Diego Comic-Con variant, but she did 3 covers. There's a gold, a silver, and a red, and then Stan Sakai did 3 covers that are like 3 other colors or something like that. They're all numbered out of 500. And I believe this is the Space Usagi from like a long time ago, right? This is not like a new series.
No,
Is that
I
right?
think that I think this is the same, unless there's like another, something else happening in the guts. But yeah,
Yeah. So there's basically you got 6 covers to choose from. They're all numbered out of 500. Three are Momoko, 3 are Sakai. I like the. You're gonna shock Mel. I like the Momoko better than the Sakai.
What?
Yeah, yeah, I know, weird, right? I like how where she put her name on the on the surface of the moon or whatever planet she's on here or Usagi's on,
I can't
and
even see
so
that shit. Where?
yeah, so it's like right,
Her
so
foot.
yeah, so it's like laying down. It's kind of cool. I don't know what that robot dinosaur in space is all about, but this is it's a cool looking. This one I like.
Agreed. I've been fairly critical of Peach in some of her recent stuff, and this is phenomenal. I think she really hit it out of the park in this one.
I've been saying
really like it.
I've been saying all year since she's been doing these high ratio incentives, these open order covers she's doing. There's maybe one or two, like the what was it? The Maestro cover she did was pretty good, but some of them, I mean, most of them are just a hot mess. But the designs that she is doing, in my opinion, she is the best at doing those designs right now. Because designs are what, blue lines, and we're just so used to that. Well, she has cornered that market over the last 12 to 18 months. I think she's doing really good there. I think she should stick to that. And then she comes over here to Space Usagi. It's not a design, but it's kind of like that character spotlight kind of idea.
I mean, she's had enough practice with the design there.
What's it selling for, Ben?
100 to 125.
Wow.
Jesus. Wow.
And again, I don't think there's any difference print run wise between the gold, silver, and I think it's red are the 3. And it's just in the title, like the Usagi is.
With all these DCC fairs, you guys feel like the convention, the age of the convention exclusive is coming back in a way?
I think it's just we haven't had it for 3 years.
Right.
And I think the crowd there may be just so massive this year. I mean, I haven't heard like attendance numbers, but I thought that I heard that they were expecting it because Marvel's back, DC's back, that they were expecting like just record numbers of attendees, and there's just not enough books to go around, and so
Cobra's gonna fucking have a fucking field day at DCC.
Oh man, I wish I could be there for sure. Because I missed all of this stuff. But
did you by chance get any prices on the other version? Just
thank you to Danger Room Comics for the super chat. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yes, very, very much. Yeah, really appreciate that.
How you get monetized?
Huh?
How you get monetized already?
Because man, I'm like the master, right?
Man, YouTube's racist, man. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on.
Okay, lots of talk about Dungeons and Dragons out of San Diego Comic-Con over the last 48 hours. I'm having a feeling that this is causing this, but what's going on here, Ben?
Yeah, so I think they were the first trailer that was released at San Diego Comic-Con. And did you guys watch the trailer?
No,
but
also,
seen it. No.
Oh, so you guys didn't even see the Dungeons and Dragons? Okay, so first of all, I did not grow up doing Dungeons and Dragons at all. But when I heard that they were doing a movie, I was like, that can't be. That's going to be terrible. It's going to be really dark. It's going to be just like, ugh. I bet.
I remember Marlon Wayans was in one and just fucking terrible.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, but when you watch the trailer, one, it's funny. Two, it's got like the special effects look great. It looks way lighter in. Like you would think Dungeons and Dragons is going to be like super dark but it's more like it's like they were like cracking jokes, and then all of a sudden they would get burned up by a dragon or something. I mean, it was like kind of like a dynamic of it looked pretty good. I will admit it.
So, question.
Listen, I was obsessed with the cartoon as a kid. Like,
yes.
that cartoon like sucked me in like nothing else, man.
That was part A of my question. Is it based on the cartoon or any of these characters in this particular comic in the trailer?
Okay, so I don't know anything about. I don't know who these characters are, but the trailer's basically like it because it's Dungeons and Dragons like thieves or something like that. So it's like a bunch of thieves that are trying to save the world because they screwed up and let something bad into the universe or something like that when they stole something or something like that. But it's got the lead character is Chris Pine, the what's his name from
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And Star Trek. So
Steve Trevor.
Yeah, like he's the lead singer or the lead of the movie. I don't. Oh, and it one of the co-stars is Michelle Rodriguez. Maybe that's who it was. Anyways, when the show's over, go watch it. It's like you'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll be honest. But this is obviously the first comic book appearance for Dungeons and Dragons. This came out in like the 80s.
Well, shout out to Topher. If you guys are not reading Topher's True First on comicbookinvest.com, I highly suggest it. I don't really buy a lot of spec unless my friends are like, but you need to buy this. But this guy's got me chasing. So check out True First on comicbookinvest.com.
With that elf dude, right?
Yeah, he said that I think his True First was first Dungeons and Dragons in comic books. So not in continuity, but just panels, dialogue, characters in a comic book. So it was a Marvel comic book. What is it? Marvel Team Up or something like that. Marvel 2-in-1. I have to get the right. But head over to comicbookinvest.com and check out Topher's archived articles, and you'll find out. He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, he put me down a Dungeons and Dragons rabbit hole. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this stuff. It was around COVID. I was like, there's too much going on in the world to worry about this shit. I wish I would have listened.
Do you guys think there's a DC variant for this?
Ooh.
No, there is not.
Okay. I've never seen it, man.
This is 88. This is before the DCU variants.
Okay. And what's it selling for right now in the second?
So this was only like a $10 book, and now it's like $40. And selling a bunch of copies.
I'm not paying $40 for this.
Yeah, man. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay $40 for it either because it could be a one and done movie and then it's gone. But I will definitely look for it. If I find it for $10, I'll buy it.
At the dealer table?
Agreed.
Yep. I'm done.
Next.
Final 3. What do we got here, baby?
Fucking SDCC.
Yeah. First of all, Fets, I'm sure there is a new stand for that Dungeons and Dragons. This is Grimm #1, the Veronica Fish San Diego Comic-Con variant. This one you could have gotten on Boom's website.
If you were quick enough, if you were a ninja.
You did have to be a ninja.
If you had massive high-speed connection, you would have got one.
Yes, you did have to be a ninja to get it. But if you were a ninja, then you are now making over $100 because these are selling for $125. So
and apparently, all the ninjas are selling on Whatnot.
Yes, apparently.
What's the print run?
I don't know of the print run on this. Now, Boom, I would say Boom generally probably does 500.
Infinity and beyond.
But yeah, I don't really know. I don't know if that is that Rihanna pose? Is that for real?
I think he's joking, but
it could be.
The print run is Bryan McClay, man. It's hot.
Plus it's returnable.
So I don't know who's selling these. I don't know if these are direct from the Boom table or the Boom booth at SDCC, or if
it's
there's
cool looking, man. It's a cool looking book.
Yeah, it's got that like rock poster look to it.
Mm-hmm. If it was what's that shit called? For Wrestling Light, if it was like for Wrestling Light those 70s poses, that would have been awesome.
Oh, the glow in dark ones? Yeah.
Right. That would have been awesome.
Bet you this thing glows, man. If you put this under fluorescent lights, the black lights or whatever.
If it did, I would then want one. But as of now, I do not want one.
Yeah, so Edwin Aguilar said it is at the Boom booth. I'm sure it's gone by now, but
Yeah.
but I don't know if I feel like Boom is one of the companies that like will put things out and then hold some back for the next day. So they may be there. You know, you may be able to get lucky, but
Yeah. Well, good eye, Ben. Do you see a lot of these listed on the secondary, or?
yeah, there was a bunch of them for sale, but again, I mean, when you're making 100, I mean that's kind of the point. I mean, you go to SDCC and you pick up all these exclusives, you go ahead and sell them while you're there, and it pays for your trip.
Right.
So I can see why anybody that's there is selling them immediately, and they're, I mean, some of the Alex Ross books were already graded.
Right.
So I mean, like, which by the way, those are still selling, and they came out with a online sketch variant of that one where with the trade dress or whatever. So that one was really cool as well. But
Interesting. Let's get down to number 2. Star Wars fans, shout out.
yeah, this is the Mandalorian number 1. This is the Gronoff black and white version, out of 400, which again, take that with a grain of salt. It is being sold by a retailer. So take that 400 with a major grain of salt. You know, we've done that before. There's been some other books that have popped up on here, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's only 300 of them," and you're just like, "How do I really know?" Because you didn't number them. So if you didn't number them,
Print run McClay, man. McClay print run.
yeah, it's a bit sketch, but supposedly there are only 400 of them. This thing is, first of all, is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Gronoff just crushed this cover, and it looks really good in the black and white. Take all that color away, and you can just see his shadowing and stuff like that. It's gorgeous. I would like to have this book. I'm not gonna spend $140 on it, which is what it's selling for. But I don't really want the A cover. The color I think takes away from the Mandalorian on this. In my opinion.
410,000.
Right.
That's real more realistic.
You know, here's the thing, and again, I mean, I'm probably saying too much, but there have been thoughts in my head to do my own variant. That stuff has always run through my mind, and I know exactly how I would run it. And it would be so specific. There would be no cards. There would be no certificates of authenticity. There would be nothing like that. They would all be numbered. If Marvel wouldn't do it or DC wouldn't do it from the factory with a stamp, then I would do it myself. I would fly in a CGC representative. They would watch me hand number every book, and then they would never have a green label because they would see me hand number them, and then they would certify them right then, and that would be it.
What did you? So you would number them 1 through 3,000? You wouldn't lie about the run?
Oh no. Whatever I do, you know, if it was 250 or 300 or whatever.
You can't do 250. It has to be 2,000.
Well, you buy them.
Yeah, you
buy them, and then basically you just rip the covers off and give the books away to kids. If you wanted to donate the covers to somebody, you could, but there would only be, of the physical book, there would only be 250, 300, whatever I decide the print run should be. That would be it. And it would all be done, like I said, with CGC representatives standing there. Everything would be certified. There would be no questions as to, and there's just a way to do it right. But all this living in this shadows crap is just.
They're going to cancel a bit for killing trees.
Well, I mean, then you can yell Marvel for printing the books that I didn't want. I'll pay them for the books if they just decide not to print them. How about that? If you want to pay for 3,000, fine, I'll pay for them, but don't print them. But I can't guarantee.
That's what I. Let me shut up. Yes. What the fuck? Why won't they do that? I'll pay you for the $3,000, but don't print 3,000. You print 3,000.
They're going to send you 3,000, but you can just fucking destroy them.
Yeah, but that's wasting paper. That's just don't print them. Why would you want to waste ink and resources? I'm paying you for 300. I'm paying you for 300. Don't print.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's a standard contract, right? Because their job is to simplify their life. So it's a standard contract.
I'll make it even more simple for you, man. Just print 300. How is that not more simple than just print 3,000? Just print 300. I give you the money for 3,000. I give you the bread for 3,000. Just print 300. And if you print any more than 300 and I see him out there, I'm suing you.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: is whatever. I mean, I get that they give some to the artists and they give some of these comps and everything. I get all that.
It can't be competitive.
I get all that. But it's very simple. Like I said, if I have a CGC representative standing there and I specifically hand number or foil stamp them, whatever it is, whatever the process would be, and the CGC representative is there to certify it, anything that doesn't have my stamp on it is just a comp copy. It's not a real copy. So if you can get that one graded, fine. But that has nothing to do with what the book actually is.
Ben, what's it selling for?
Yeah, good question.
This is selling for 140 plus. I would again, if 400 is the only thing that they're actually releasing out there, I would suspect this goes higher because the cover is so good looking that people, Gronoff collectors, Star Wars collectors, this has that look of, man, I just want this book. I want to get it now. So I can definitely see that.
It's dope.
Spec the Deck's asking, Ben Stein, do you know what title you would want to do an exclusive for? You might have said but missed.
It would be. I will. Yeah. Look. I've crunched numbers. I could do it if I wanted to. I've got the cash. I could do it myself. It would probably be. It may or may not, like, just because I would be new at it, it probably would start with being an indie, but I wouldn't necessarily make it an indie.
Yeah.
It would, I would do it. I would make sure that it is done, not even just so right, because there's some of the retailers do it right. They do a great job. I have no issues with what they do, how they do it at all. Honestly, the way Ben does it, the way Bird City does it, the way Hive does it, they do a great job. I have no issues with the way they do it.
Totally agree.
At all. But to be honest, I think because I would not be in it for like my lifestyle, like these guys are doing it to make a living.
That's how they eat.
So yeah, that's how they eat. So this would be more of a pet project for me. It would be more of a thing to just because I want to do it, and I wouldn't really care if I made money on it or not. I would want to break even, but if I don't make thousands of dollars, I could care less.
That's always been my mindset too, man. Like create a collectible, whether if you make any money or not, who gives a shit? But create a book that the community wants. Like that, for me, that's always been my mindset. If I were to do one as well.
Yeah, you do, and here's the thing: you do it right that first time. Like you just crush that first one to where everybody's like, "Holy cow!"
Drop the mic and walk away.
You could do it. You could do it that one time and be done, or you could do it a second time and the response. You could change whatever you need to change to make it. But that first one would be basically a thing of, "Holy cow! I can't believe it was done like that."
And I always say this, whether it comes to my podcast, whether it comes to my whatnot sales, whether it comes to anything, create it as an event. I remember when Store Bears first came out, they weren't coming out every week. They weren't coming out every month. It was like a 2-3 weeks. It was the event. It was the event that you wanted that book, and it was fantastic. That's how you roll. WrestleMania was always once a year. I mean, it still is once a year, but there was no other pay-per-views in between WrestleMania. Everything culminated at that WrestleMania. That's what made it an event. And WWE fucked up when they do a pay-per-view every fucking month. And the same WrestleMania matches are on Raw every night. That's what fucked up the product. I'm telling you. It's that this is my old adage. This is my tip for you guys.
Make it an event, Mel. Yeah,
Make it an
100%, man. Couldn't agree more, brother. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we got one more left. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Mellow Fellow Trading, and he's on Whatnot a lot. I would check him out. He's one of the best sellers on there. Don't forget about Stein and the Stein packs. He said that he won't be on Whatnot for a while, but he will be coming back soon.
Making them events.
Brian is on vacay at San Diego Comic-Con. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I mean, that's what I do, Mel. Like that's the stuff that I sell. I do it rarely, but when I do it, I got to do it good. And so it's just I think that's just I don't need the quantity. It just needs to be quality. And
I told myself, I'm about one pack. I can't really spend that much. I spend $1,000 with this bullheaded motherfucker.
Hey man, I appreciate the one I bought off of you.
It came right back at you.
Hey man, I already sent 2 of those to CGC the other day. So
and how was the quality? When you took it out, how was the quality? That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. The plug don't play.
Before we get to the last book,
right.
links in the description. Brian is a big time seller on there as well. And don't forget about Mel and the 100 variants. When is that?
100 variant salute. The sale is next Saturday. I got 100 variants, and I'm telling you, the box that the plug sent me, I put some of the pictures on Instagram. These are books you are not going to find anywhere else on the app. You can hardly find them on eBay. And I'm running them $1 1 minute per if there's no pre-bids. If nobody pre-bids them, I'm running $1 1 minute. I am one of the only sellers left who does some crazy shit like that, man. I'm pat myself on the back like Barry Horowitz.
Links in the description, and don't forget about me. I have a sale coming up, and I have a sale scheduled for after the show, but I don't know. We'll see. But without further ado, let's get into our final book of the week, and this is brought to you by comicbookinvest.com and your creator author Ben Stein. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Boom.
Go foil.
Man, I mean, McFarlane can basically do no wrong, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, he puts out a blank variant numbered to 1,500 that are selling for $150, $200 signed, and he's just staying there just signing. Like he's just making how?
With a sketch cover with no fucking sketch, just a signature.
It's crazy, right? I mean, that's insane.
Get that money, Godfather. Hey, listen, I got to jump on over to Drunken Chat. I'm late as fuck. I'm going to start up. Yo, it's a pleasure for you guys.
Have a good weekend, brother.
I'm sorry. I'm late. Drunken Chat guys. We'll be there in a minute. I apologize. I'm out of here. Yo, much love.
Later, Mel.
Yeah. Yeah. So Danger Room said he got one, but it's not signed. Again, I think the not signed ones, now I'm not saying don't get a Todd McFarlane signature. I'm saying that this particular book, if and when you get a sketch on it, not having McFarlane's signature on it is gonna. I think it could add something because it's going to be different than the overwhelming majority of these books that are going to have McFarlane's signature on it.
Yeah, Ben. Honestly, that's my mindset. Any book that's likely to be signed almost exclusively, you want unsigned. That's been my mindset from day one. So I agree 100%.
I just can't believe that anybody would spend $200 on a blank variant.
Is that what this is selling for right now?
Yeah, it's one. I mean, it's 100. It's basically 150 unsigned, 175 to 200 signed, and all it is just a reprint of Spawn 1. Like, right. I mean, again, I'm struggling really hard with the reprints of books from 30 years ago and making them collectible now. They're doing it a lot. I mean, so many books are basically they're just redoing books. And
here's the thing, though, right? So they're going to reprint Spawn 1 to 1,500. Given that Spawn was probably printed to 1 or 2 million or whatever the hell the number was, it's going to be in greater demand, just given the scarcity relative to the original print. So I hear you. I mean, I totally hear you, but like we're seeing this over and over again because these books from the 90s were just printed to the moon and back.
Yeah,
Right.
blue SIGs are more rare, so they got multiple color SIGs. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, McFarlane is the master of that, right? Signing with different different colors. I mean,
Well, and I don't know if you've ever noticed, but his signature has variations over the years. Some are different than they used to be, and so some of his signatures look better, like at certain points, like certain years that he's done them. It's changed over the years. It's still generally the same signature, but it's just morphed a little bit here and there.
well,
Like
sometimes
Stan
he does
Lee.
it in the scroll though, too, right? Like if he does it in the scroll,
I'm not really sure.
What's
I'm
the
not
scroll?
really
Like the McFarlane scroll that he does.
Oh, okay. That little
Like the paper scroll that he does. That's.
So I have one signed McFarlane book. Let's see if I can find it. And this one is old. So this one was signed in 1995.
Old school.
Very old school.
DT.
So look at his signature in 1995.
Oh yeah, huge difference.
It was just T. M. Farland rather than Todd.
Yeah.
And look how So there's different variations of his signature. Like I said, I think it's a lot of its preference, but it has changed for sure over time.
My boy DT saying McFarlane was signing with Ozzy Osbourne today.
Ooh, get an Ozzy sketch on this cover. Like, here, Oz, draw something on this.
Bite the head off this rat, Oz.
I don't care what you draw, just draw something, man. That would be awesome.
Anything else about this book? I thought I wanted to add Ben Deshane, Longshort. He made a really good point. The book is the source material itself is sought after, and there's over 1 million of the first prints. Now, what is this? A second print in the sense, a reprint? And with that new cover, yeah, I think with the scarcity added, this could be sought after long term. So, anything else, Ben, you want to add?
No, just appreciate everybody who's joined us for this. It's been a little bit of makeshift, and because we kind of didn't know until the last minute that Bryan wasn't going to be here. Bryan does a lot behind the scenes that you guys don't see. I don't even know how he does it. I'm going to have to actually learn just in case this happens again. If Richie hadn't have been available, I would have been I would have just been sitting here going, I don't know what I'm doing.
I got you. I would never. I could be on my last leg, and I'll be.
So I appreciate everybody who stuck with us. I appreciate Ben for stepping in when we needed somebody at the last minute.
Happy to help, man. Happy to help.
Yeah. And then I always appreciate you, Richie, for everything you do.
Appreciate you two guys too, my good friends, and kind of look up to you guys in a sense. Even though I think I'm older than both of you guys.
No,
I'm 46, man. I don't know. You're over 46.
I'll be 48. I'll be 48 in like 2 weeks.
You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Love the chat. Love the community. Thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers on both channels. The Amazing, which is now known as Beyond Wednesdays. Don't forget Modern Comic Mayhem on Saturday nights, 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. And every Friday, same bat channel, same bat time, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific on the House of Stein, comicbookinvest.com, hottest 10 books and almost 10 books of the week. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night and be safe this weekend.
See you.